quick safety reminder. I am not your doctor. So remember, this is live education only. If you have a severe symptom, make sure that you go to your doctor, your urgent care, your ER. This is not medical advice. All right. Hello, warriors. Tonight we are going to do something every single person on weight loss journey will hit. We're going to talk about plateaus. When the scale stops moving and you feel stuck. This is a real, normal part of the process. And tonight, I'm giving you the complete playbook. What causes it, what to check first, exact nutrition, and movement moves to try. Stress and sleep tactics, and what to say to your practitioner if you need medical help to get through it. Understand that the plateau, check adherence and tracking, nutritional fixes, movement fixes, advanced tools, stress and sleep, and clinician scripts we'll read stories as we go, but understand that all of these sections are put together in a clear, concise manner just for you. I know we've all been frustrated at one point or another. That's where the 2-week boot camp came from. So first of all, let's start with what is a plateau really? A plateau is when your weight stays at the same for several weeks. Despite continuing your usual plan. It can feel like the body's putting on the brakes. And here's a key to think about. Plateaus are usually normal. They are not a sign of failure. Most of the time, plateaus are caused by physiology and adaptation. Your body adjusts to the lower calorie intake. Your resetting energy use drops. Your non-exercise movement can fall. Your hormones change. all of which slow the rate of weight loss. This physiological response is often called adaptive thermogenesis or metabolic adaptation. It's your body's way of trying to hold on to the energy when calories are lowering. Science shows this is real and it is measurable. And it is a measurable driver in Plateaus. Important to know, Plateaus can also be caused by non-physiological things, so we have to check both. In other words, we have to be detectives, with a little magnifying glass, looking for details. Are you actually doing what you think you're doing? Or has something drifted? The snacks, the portion sizes, the late night binges. That is where my boot camp comes in. I'm checking to make sure it's not a drift before we address the physiological. And I've noticed lately some people do the boot camp and then they're like, well, that didn't work, so I'm just broken. And it's like, no, after the boot camp, you're supposed to come back to me and let me know how the 2 weeks went. There's other things we can do if the boot camp doesn't work. The boot camp is only the first test. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. We're testing to see if it's physiological, non-physiological, what's going on. Is it a drift? Is it something else that's happening in your body?
Here's the most excellent batch, nightly batch of popcorn.
Doing the recorded talk. So the first steps, detective work. Before you change your whole life, do detective work. I want you to do 3 checks in the next 2 weeks. Sound familiar? Track for 14 days. Write everything down that you eat, drink, and most importantly, everything. Everything that goes in your gullet. If it touches your lips, it goes in the book. Use an app, not a notebook. Time, portion size. Often the plateau hides small, sneaky calories. Teaspoon of butter here. A handful of crackers there. Tracking will reveal where we can tighten it up. Measure consistency. We need to know if we're still hitting your portion targets and water goals. if your meal timing is consistent. Inconsistent days add up to plateaus. Step and sleep logs. Not so much a step log, but an activity log. Write down your activity and your hours of sleep. Most of the times in this 2-week period, you will find out that it was a drift. Most of the time you will find where the calories are coming from, where the extra poundage is coming from, where the stall is coming from. Do those things for 14 days and report back. That's where I think I'm missing putting that in the video or emphasizing to people is the report back. So nutrition, make sure you're eating enough. Make sure that you are prioritizing protein. So now the food talk. There are 2 big nutritional rules for pushing through a plateau. Eat enough. Eat enough. It's usually more than you think. Eat enough. And prioritize protein. Let me be extremely clear here. Too few calories is not an effective long-term strategy. Severe calorie restriction will actually lower your metabolism, worsen your mood, and your energy. Instead aim for moderate calorie restriction that allows steady progress while keeping you functional and energetic. If you feel dizzy, cold, hair is dropping out, your periods change, these are all red flags that you're under-fueling your body. Sorry to be ignorant, but I don't know how to do the macros. Yes, I can absolutely help Esme. Esme, did I do yours? Esme, I thought I did them. Maybe I didn't. But yes, Esme, send me a message and put in their macros. And I will most definitely do your macros. I send you back a message that says, send me height, weight, and sex. You're more than likely female. And I'll get your macros done up for you. Now the most important bit, protein, protein, protein. It is non-negotiable. During weight loss, you want to preserve as much muscle as possible. Protein and resistant training is the proven way to maintain your muscle. Professional position statements recommend spreading high quality protein across the day and aiming for higher daily protein when you're losing weight and doing resistance training. That helps maintain muscle and metabolic rates. Tammy and I were talking the other day, and I think by lunch she already had, 75 or 90 grams of protein. It's very possible. You know, protein is protein. A practical target many coaches use is 0.8 times goal weight in grams per day. But of course, you'll talk to your dietitian and your doctor for a good goal. Concrete food guidance you can use now. Breakfast: 2 eggs, 3/4 cup Greek yogurt with 1 scoop of protein and 1 small banana in it. For a snack, have 2 boiled eggs and maybe half a protein bar. For lunch, a palm-sized chicken, fish, or tofu. A salad, half a cup cooked quinoa, or a small sweet potato. You can have some canned chicken, some pulled rotisserie chicken. Then have another snack of 2 boiled eggs, Greek yogurt, protein bar. Whatever you want that equals about 14 to 17 grams of protein. For dinner, another palm-size portion of protein. Add in roasted vegetables, small whole grain, and don't forget your water all day. Sip all day, but especially every 10 minutes, take a sip. Aim for a baseline that you can sustain. Say it again. Aim for a baseline you can sustain. Aim for a baseline you can sustain. Move smart. Neat and resistance. 2 things are increased. Increase NEAT and do consistent resistance training. NEAT stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Everything you do that is not formal exercise. So that would be pushing a mop, sweeping the kitchen floor, dancing in the kitchen, pushing a vacuum, taking the stairs, walking in place while on a phone call. NEAT can change a lot when someone's busy life. Increasing NEAT by a few hundred steps, movements, whatever you want to call them, people unintentionally move less. Just by doing that, a lot of the times people can break through a plateau. Practical NEAT hacks. Park further away. Set an hourly stand-up reminder on your phone or your Apple Watch. These small moves add up. Resistance training is non-negotiable. Aim for at least 2 sessions a week of progressive resistance. Bands, body weight, weights, whatever you use. When you protect muscle, you protect your metabolic rate. Two sessions a week, 20 to 30 minutes each. Really help. And that's all it takes to protect that muscle. If you haven't been doing resistance, start light and progress. Protect your form. You don't want to hurt yourself. If you're on meds, that can affect blood sugars. Do this safely and check your blood sugar before and after the workout. Protein plus resistance equals the best defense against muscle loss. Advanced nutritional tools. This one's a little harder. Refeeds and diet breaks. Now we've moved into tools that are advanced but often effective. A refeed is a planned, short increase in calories, usually with extra carbohydrates, for just a day or two. Some people call this carb recycling. A diet break is a longer period, days to even a week, where you eat at maintenance calories instead of the deficit. Why do these help? They can temporarily boost hormones like leptin, improve your mood and training performance, and give your nervous system a break from continuous deficit. There's a randomized evidence study showing intermittent energy restrictions or planned diet breaks can help preserve fat-free muscle mass Let me start over. There's a randomized evidence study showing intermittent energy restriction or planned diet breaks can help preserve fat-free mass during weight loss in some groups. So now we talk about stress, sleep, the unsung parts of the Plateaus story. That cortisol, you know that's coming up. When your body is in chronic stress or bad sleep habits, your hormones push toward holding onto the weight. Cortisol spikes, appetites change, and your heart is essentially more on that fight or flight physiology, makes sustainable fat loss harder. So when I say keep your heart out of fight or flight, here's what I mean and exactly what to do. For sleep, you want to aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Even 2 nights of poor sleep can blip appetite hormones. Midday resets. Do 2 60 breathing day breaks. Intentional breathing in the middle of the day. Make sure that you're doing it. This signals safety to your nervous system. Low effort movement, especially after a stressful meeting. A 5 to 10 minute walk after a stressful meeting helps calm your cortisol down and helps your digestion. And of course, watch your caffeine. Sorry. That's my downfall, is caffeine. So when to reevaluate meds and medical causes. Esme, if you send me a message, I will rerun your macros for you, hun. Now a critical section. When a plateau could be medical, or when your medication plan needs a review. Sometimes a plateau is purely physiological. We can fix it with tactics I've already listed. But sometimes it's time to talk to your physician. Here are signals it's ready to talk to your physician. You've tracked strictly for 4 weeks. 4 weeks, not just the 2, 4 weeks, and there's been no change. You're experiencing new or worsening symptoms, severe fatigue, hair loss, or irregular periods. You have complex medical conditions or take medications that affect weight. You've been on a GLP medicine, and after many months, you've fully plateaued. What to ask your provider? Hi, doctor. I've been on GLP, whichever one, since whatever time, and my current dose is whatever it is. I've tracked my food and steps or exercise, and I sleep for at least 7 to 9 hours a week, every night, with no weight change. Can we review whether my dose is optimized? Can we draw labs for my TSH, free T4, CBC, and metabolic panel? Can we test whether additional support, like a dietitian or supervised resistance program, should be added to my regime? If your doctor is willing to work with you, they're a good doctor. Good, Esme. Micro plans and the 14-day push. Before I let you all out of here, here's a 14-day plan push that you could start tomorrow. Exactly what to do day by day. Day 1 through 14, the tracking window. Track all food. Drink for the full 14 days. No guessing. Protein rule. Include a protein source at every meal. Aim for roughly 0.8 times goal weight in grams per day. NEAT goal. You want to add in quite a bit of movement, preferably neat movement you don't think about, movement pushing a vacuum, movement sweeping a floor, movement walking to the mailbox, movement standing doing dishes. Resistance. Do 2 short strength sessions during the 14 days. Hydration and sleep. Aim for consistent sleep schedule. Drink water in sips throughout the day. And if you feel low on energy, an optional refeed may be of use to you. So schedule a refeed day on day 8. Eat at maintenance with a higher carb and keep protein high. Track how you feel. how your performance is in workouts and changes. After 14 days, review your tracker. If you've tightened things up and still see no changes for another 2 to 4 weeks, send your clinician's script to the doctor's office. So that is the Plateau playbook. A little more boring than the first talk that we did, but a lot more information. Do detective work first. Do what I call the boot camp. Do what my notes call the tracking days. Prioritize protein and resistance to protect the muscles. Use NEAT, the refeed breaks, the stress sleep tools, and reevaluate with your clinician if things don't budge. And if things do budge, it's a win-win situation. If they don't budge, you just try something else. You try the next thing. If they do budge, you've gotten out of your plateau. So remember, we're here to support. We're here to help you. We are here to hold you up. We love you. And I will see you soon. Any questions? Oh, asthma, absolutely you can. It all depends on how your body reacts to them. All right. I think that's two talks tonight.